You're invited to imagine what's next. What the next view you wake up to will be. Where your next adventures will start from. Your perfect space to entertain. And your sanctuary to unwind in. As you begin to imagine your new place, we'll be here to help you find it. Because nothing compares to what's next. Sotheby'sRealty.com.
Welcome back. The excitement around India being a young country is clearly spilling into India's residential sector. Sales across all cities have skyrocketed post-COVID, going by the reported registration numbers across top cities. But, and it's a big but, when you look at large inflows of foreign institutional money, most of it continues to go into commercial, offices, warehouses, etc. Even though the residential segment accounts for more than 3/4 of India's real estate. Things might be changing now. Finally, we have an Indian-born platform and development company launched by an erstwhile star CEO of real estate, Mohit Malhotra, former CEO of Godrej Properties, who has launched Neo Liv, a mid-income residential investment and development platform. Mohit, welcome. I'm going to dive straight in. What will Neo Liv accomplish? What will Neo Liv accomplish which others have not done so far?
I think starting from what you mentioned, if you look at the institutional money which has been flowing into real estate sector in India, it's largely been commercial and warehousing. Residential being the largest asset class and something where the cycle is just turning after 10 years of downturn, is a very lucrative asset class. Have been ignored by institutional investors because of lack of quality platforms. Their past experience of investing in equity in residential sector had challenges. They had low returns, so they have been shying away from it. But we saw that as an opportunity. We feel if you look at where things went wrong in the last era, there were three major reasons why things were not. Investor didn't make much return. One was lack of control and reliance on low governance developers. Second was misalignment of interest between the fund capital and the balance sheet capital. And third was lack of execution capability in the partners. Mm-hmm. So when we looked at this particular opportunity, we said, can we conceptualize a platform which can solve all three problems, give access to institutional investors to invest in lucrative Indian residential real estate. And that's how Neo Liv was designed and conceptualized. What Neo Liv does is it solves all three aspects. So from a lack of control, we said we want to be an integrated platform with both the fund management and also the development arm, developing our own projects. So we are not relying on any third-party developer. In terms of solving for misalignment of interest, we said we are not investing our balance sheet capital. We are only investing fund capital. We will be charging the lowest development management fee in the industry, barely recovering the cost of people, and we will make profit along with investors after they cross their hurdle rates. And third, which is I think most important, is that the top leadership team which has joined Neo Liv has come in as partners, as equity partners, and have taken significant pay cuts to ensure there is long-term alignment with the investors. So I think all three aspects help create alignment of interest.
Okay, you're competing head-on with large corporate developers, including your previous employer. Big boys of real estate, all hungry for business, looking at the rising residential, tide. You really think that you'll be able to make that dent, both on attracting investors and home buyers for the projects?
Yeah, I think, Manisha, first of all, we are not competing with the big boys. If you look at this industry, it's a very unique industry where competitive intensity is actually quite low. If you look at the largest developer in India, it has less than 3% market share. And what has happened is, so there's a huge, headroom for growth for everyone, including new entrants. The other very interesting aspect is that in the last decade of downturn, more than 50 to 60% of developers got bankrupt, and it created a huge vacuum in the industry today.
When do we hear the first announcement of a project launch?
So we are right now, actively raising capital both globally and in India. So we should, first phase is about raising capital, and then, the first project should get launched, should get signed somewhere in the third or the fourth quarter of this financial year.
Mohit, thank you very much for joining us and telling us. Hopefully, new young entrepreneurs will bring about much more needed change. I mean, it's become much more transparent, but I think we could do with a step up on professionalism.
Thank you so much.
That's it on the Property Show today. I hope you've enjoyed the new learnings on retail REIT and how positive the outlook on residential sector is right now. Thanks so much for joining us.
You're invited to imagine what's next. What the next view you wake up to will be. Where your next adventures will start from. Your perfect space to entertain. And your sanctuary to unwind in. As you begin to imagine your new place, we'll be here to help you find it. Because nothing compares to what's next. Sotheby'sRealty.com